Hello and welcome back to Downtime Activities, and welcome back to our Edge of the Destiny, Force and Empire, our combined game, combining our Edge of the Empire story and Force and Destiny story into one. When last we left, our individuals, brave, heroic, or otherwise, they had just finished busting a Mandalorian smith out from Imperial lockup, so that this smith could complete the Mandalorian armor promised to our resident big bad wolf, Riden.
Nice, I'll take that.
And upon completing that task, however, three negatives came from it. One, you seem to have set off enough alarms inside of that place that they assumed they were under direct and full attack, and a Imperial blockade has happened over the planet. Imperial Star Destroyers showing up to do so. You also had to use your lightsaber at one point to cut an escape route, which was picked up on security. And last, but certainly not least, Zadra has not shown back up to the hideout.
He's dead.
Oh my god, you fucking dead.
Oh my god. Shakisha, oh my god, she's fucking dead.
I mean, yeah,
Zadra. Oh my god, you fucking dead.
It's going to be using Force senses.
do people not have comlinks?
No.
Well, yeah. No,
No.
we have Don't listen to Flopsy. We have comments.
Flopsy does not have a comment.
I assume we've tried to hail him on the comlink.
You can certainly try.
Yeah, someone should probably try.
He does not respond.
Yeah.
He did.
Bro.
Can we try to use the Force to see if we can sense it?
You can certainly try. You guys' Force sense power is fairly limited in the range around you that it works. We've kind of cheesed with it in the past just for narrative purposes.
Oh, Destiny points.
Destiny points. Everyone roll 4-star. But also, for the sake of
You
it, one dark side.
bastard.
One dark side.
Yeah,
One dark side! No!
What a start to the day. 4 dark side.
It's an excellent. It's a
good omen.
It really just showcases the turn of this whole.
Remember, it's 50-50 whether you get light side, dark side. So it's really.
Well, unless it's you. If it's
Right.
you, it's like
Always
90-10
right.
dark side. With her, it's like 90-10 light side. But hey.
I have a question. Should we be rolling this every time we play a thing? Because we don't. We come here, we do this once.
Well, it's for
At the beginning.
every session,
Yeah.
and our sessions get kind of chopped up into episodes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's once per session, and they carry over. I know you want to get rid of these dark sides at the end of this episode, but it's per session.
I was just trying to be...
Hey, you guys are all on the same
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
And so am I, deep down. The team of a good
Having fun.
narrative and murdering all three of them.
No.
Dah!
Listen, we don't. All I'm saying is we don't show up
job
many
right. We
trilogies,
murder ourselves.
Yeah. And
There you go.
then he was actually playing it the whole time in each little step.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All according to plan.
All
They were
I'm
idiots,
saying-
just like I knew they'd be.
All I'm saying is you don't see any of us in episode 4. Okay.
There's a reason. Now, mostly because none of you are heroes. One of you is
That's a
heroes.
pretty good reason.
The other two, it's questionable. But Flopsy's not smart enough to actually be a hero.
Erickson.
Feed 9.
One of us is a hero. One of us is questionable. The third one is there's really no doubt.
Yeah. One of you is writing that line still. But we'll find out. Probably, hopefully, sooner rather than later. Let's find out. So what are you guys doing? This is a couple days now after the initial siege and saving of this Mandalorian smith. And you guys are now kind of hiding out in this Mandalorian compound underground. Reports you're getting from their kind of eyes and towards the sky is that a number of large Imperial ships have shown up and have started blockading off the planet. And Zadra does not show up for multiple days and does not respond to the comlink.
I'd like to get with the Mandalorians about 2 things.
Okay.
One, about tracking down an augmented spin barrel modification for my heavy blaster rifle.
Okay.
And 2, if somebody that the Empire was if somebody like Zadra was going to be captured by the Empire on Mandalore, where would they take them that wasn't that compound that, has some current security flaws? Like no
Go ahead and give me a persuasion or whatever it's called.
Negotiation?
Negotiation.
I think we should get kidnapped.
No.
No. What difficulty of...
Average.
Average. It's a straight roll.
Go
One
straight
success,
into the
one
plot.
One success, one threat. You think that they along with talking to these people, first of all, they'll be able to track you down an augmented spin barrel. You'll have to pay for it at the cost. And
I'd also like to get the parts to try and mod it,
okay.
which is not something I've ever done in this system, so we'll see
You
how that
can
roll
definitely
goes.
give it a shot.
I would like, essentially, I want both damage mods. There's a very good chance I will get no damage mods, depending on
But
how
you
my
can certainly
rolls go.
try.
But I would, so I'll spend, so that's a total of 1950 credits,
Okay.
which means I have to do math.
And while you do that, I'll give some narrative. The other thing, talking with them, they think that, first of all, they know who, at least the person you're talking to, I'm assuming you're talking probably to Usuth Ter, who's like the kind of in charge person down here. And he knows that Zadra's a Jedi and understands the relevance of that, and says that if they've captured him and they know he's a Jedi, then if they haven't executed him already, they're probably just waiting for the right authorities to show up and do so. He thinks that there's nowhere else that would even be close to like a secure enough location apart from the base you guys just really rallied up the bees inside of. He thinks that most likely, if he's alive in their custody, he's either still there in some sort of lockup or on board on one of the ships in orbit.
That second part is what I didn't want to hear.
Yeah. Orbit's tough. We can't do the old walk up with the guy in handcuffs thing, to ship an
To a
orbit.
planet, yeah. Oh, we got an Imperial bounty!
We just
Wait a minute.
We do the
Some
whole
old Mandalorian guy.
find a pizza car.
He was involved in that
Kidnap-
breakout.
Bring him aboard right away. We need to question him.
We do the whole delivery pizza bit. Yeah.
Vibro pizza.
I got
Vibro.
a large pepperoni Vibro pizza here for Imperial Star Trooper 743. Bill! Did you order
Stop
pizza?
ordering pizza! This is a Star Destroyer, damn it.
I guess I'll do the first hard mechanics check to see if I can boost the damage of this. So the augmented spin barrel is just a flat +1 damage. It makes mechanics checks for like performing maintenance, if that comes up at any point, harder.
Okay.
It adds a black. And I'm going to try and put 2 +1 damage mods into it.
But each one of those
But
is a check.
yes. The first one will be hard. The second one will be 4 purple.
Okay.
Um,
Well, let's go ahead and on the first one, I mean, I got him. Make one of those perps a red.
make one of the perps a red on
Yep.
the first one. Okay.
Your gun's scary enough. I want to I want to slow you down if I can.
But I've already gotten the +1 damage. This is just icing on the icing on the cake.
Oh.
It's just 3 advantages, which I believe means it fails.
Okay.
So I'm
I'm not able to do the augmentation.
I can't do either one.
Okay.
I really
But
don't know how
you
much
get
the
extra
red did
damage.
there, but I get a +1 extra damage anyway.
Which is already very good.
The extra 200 credits was fine.
Nice.
So they're able to track this part down. You buy it. You install it. What are you guys doing? What's your next move?
I mean, look, I don't know Zadra any favors, but
I owe Zadra a lot of favors.
we should probably try and find out if he's dead or alive.
That is true.
And if he's, I guess, either way where he is.
Is there some, like...
If we get
I
into
wish we could, like, recover some, like, security footage of, like, where he was at.
security footage or communication logs.
Yeah. Okay.
Either one, I think, is going to involve us probably going back
Really
into that base.
not good. They don't have like a off-site backup.
There's actually just a computer on the side of a building in the middle of town that anyone can log into that has Imperial secrets.
Oh, that's nice.
If you're looking for security log information from a Imperial facility, it's probably that facility where you're going to get it from.
Yeah.
Do you think it'd be a good idea to send me out there to get kidnapped but have a tracker on me?
No.
No. Not really. You can handle yourself, but I wouldn't forgive myself, probably, if anything did actually happen to you.
That's the kind of moral forthrightness that I expect from this party.
How do we get info on Zadra?
Go and find him.
Well, yes.
We can't exactly walk around Mandalore just yelling his name. I mean, to some degrees, we kind of have to go back in there, I guess, but I'm not sure how to do it without shooting our way in.
Hey, we got a bounty.
We got this guy, Quar Stole.
There's still a stormtrooper outfit.
None of us can wear stormtrooper outfits.
Oh, yeah.
2 of you are too big and hairy, and the other of you is a kid. So that does cause some complications.
What, they don't like kids?
I'm a little short to be a stormtrooper. As I think we said multiple times. But
Guard probably be willing to do it, but I think he's probably too big.
I mean, Quar's probably not too big to just look like a stocky stormtrooper, but like him getting in there, he's like, I don't know how to hack an Imperial terminal.
Me either.
I know how to hack one apart, but I don't know how to hack into it.
My kind of man.
Do you think we can get a stormtrooper, like buy one, or not a stormtrooper, but get a robot? See if we can go in there for us. Get a dumb robot that can just go in there
Like an
like an R2-D2 or something.
just R2D2, like in the Lego games where he's just got the helmet. Like,
we get an R2 unit. We spray paint it black so it looks like an Imperial model.
You guys already have R381.
And he just bullshits his way through. Because everyone's like, man, it's an astromech droid. Where's it going? I don't know, but it's...
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Sorry.
We need to hack a mouse droid. So those things are always running around doing nobody knows what they do.
Typically one very specific, unimportant function. Like gunk droids, who are literally just batteries. I just
love the noise that mouse droids make.
I love scared mouse droid noises.
You need to up your... these are not the droids you're looking for.
That's true. If I could just mind control people, this would be a lot easier.
This is true. This is very, very true.
And you know what I'm going for, so I can't do that shit.
I mean, it's not just getting in, like, fighting our way in. It's fighting our way back out, as we learned from having to get our way out last time.
Yes.
Luckily, well, in theory, we would have to be making the run with prisoners. But if Zadra's there, then we might as well grab him. There'd be no point in breaking in, finding out where he is, and then leaving to come back later if he's there. We need some way of pulling troops away from the garrison itself. Like
one of us will go cause a distraction.
we can't. Right,
There's Zadra, distraction.
We can't do the Zadra thing of causing a distraction in the garrison that we're trying to break into.
Right.
We need to find some because like last time, if you recall, there was a tank.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be nice if those tanks and troop transports and stuff were trying to deal with something else.
Yeah. I mean, are there any other, like, I guess this is like a pretty Imperial controlled world, so there's probably like other high value targets around besides this like bunker.
I mean, there's other Imperial installations and stuff for sure. This is just like the kind of central one.
I mean, the Imperials already think they're like...
We're under attack.
Yeah, they're under attack, so...
I mean, as far as like, this is a big enough facility that there's lots of different ways to get inside of it. You don't necessarily have to go through a checkpoint to the lockup section. You know that there's both for ground speeders as well as space starships There is multiple hangar accesses. There's lots of like accessory outer buildings that are attached to the facility at large. If you're trying to get in there, there's lots of options, both for sneaking in and trying to BS your way in, or shoot your way in.
That's true.
Like I said, I don't really owe Zadra any favors, but I do feel like we should try and find out where he is. I'm willing to cause a distraction if you think you could get in. I don't know if the Mandalorians will be willing to cause a distraction of the scale we need to pull troops away.
Just walk in.
Ryan!
A classic.
I mean, here's the thing. Quar, he'll cause a distraction.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Right, you want to help just causing a distraction, I'm all about it. And Usuth says that while he doesn't, like, it kind of depends on the nature of what you're going for with the distraction, but that they owe Zadra some favors, and they have history there that they'd be willing to help if they could.
I mean, my idea, essentially what I'm thinking is finding another fairly important Imperial site, shooting Imperials and blowing shit up, and trying to get as much of a response as possible.
Okay.
I mean, if they have a way to use timed explosives or something to, cause a bunch of a ruckus and not be there when, I don't know, the Star Destroyer starts an orbital bombardment or something, or when the tanks show up, that would be ideal. I don't know if my plan necessarily went that far, but it's just like any soldiers and like troops and stuff we can pull away from that main garrison. And if it's away from the main garrison, it's better so they don't just lock down.
And I can do a sneaky mission in to try to like get some data. And worst case scenario, get Zadra out. I guess that'd be a best case scenario.
That's best case.
I mean, worst case scenario, we save Zadra, but otherwise, I could even get information about it.
I just mean, yeah.
Oh, sweet. Zadra's just down the hall there in a locked but unguarded cell. I better get out of here. Go tell everyone.
Go tell everyone.
Just has like crippling, like can't do anything without backup.
You'll probably need that at some point.
Oh, what? Imperial stats? No.
Never. Yeah, I mean, I have like decent stealth, and I have computers.
And the other thing you have is confidence.
That's right. What else do you need?
Which is what I'm relying on here as well.
I can lie and cheat and steal and run.
Do you want to try and get in by yourself, or do you want to take the bruisers with you?
The who?
The bruisers.
Oh,
mostly like Flopsy and Skull.
I think the bruisers would be more help with you than they will with my my sneaky mission.
That might be fair, but
I'm not sneaky.
I don't know how high my chances of survival are, which is why I was pretty much only planning on taking the suicidal Mandalorian.
Right.
But I'm not going to be able to sneak in if I've got the bruisers.
If you've got a tattoo. Battle droid.
That's like
if your plan is to be stealthy, you're confident that your two big friends.
If you guys
are
are like loitering or like a couple blocks away, so when I call you on the comm, you can go
Skull's happy to be a getaway
We're
driver.
not
Yeah, if we have Skull and Flopsy
Another...
just ready as like a response force. So whether you're in trouble and need help, you're like, I've got Zadra, we're coming to this entrance. Then you have like heavies to help, like get them out of it. Look. I don't like my chances of survival here. I intend it to be, the Imperial version of the Battle of Thermopylae. But I don't really want to take a 7-year-old teddy bear into a suicide mission any more than we already have.
7. Never mind. I thought it was 9.
You know how many suicide missions I was born into? I was a slave, man.
Yeah. Fair point, but that doesn't...
It's been a hard 7 years.
Zadra would never forgive me if he got busted out and you died in the process.
That's true.
He'd have a hard time finding me to punish me. But
Skull says, if you die, do I get the ship?
Yeah.
Roger, Roger.
Noted. That one's going in the memory banks. Be careful about that one.
That's as good as a will. Last will and testament. I mean, he's going to carry on being a bounty hunter, even though he doesn't have any need for the money. It's literally his design. He'll just go murder people for.
He enjoys it.
If you were custom made,
if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. That's what they say.
And he hasn't worked. He hasn't
worked in a long time.
He hasn't worked a day since I took that restraining bolt off.
All right, so you along with Quar, just the two of you are going to go cause a ruckus.
I think so. I kind of same thing. I'd like a handful of demolitions charges, something to make some noise.
Okay.
Just another 3 is probably fine if the Mandalorians are willing to spare that.
For Zadra, sure. They don't want
getaway vehicle for. Or a Skull can always steal one again, I guess, as well. A getaway vehicle for hopefully the rogues' successful mission.
Have a speeder ready with the 2 heavies inside of it, and you going to sneak inside of this place.
That's the plan.
I like it. Let's go to it. So, you and Quar will head on over to where? Just another somewhat nearby Imperial.
Nearby enough that the response will probably come from the main compound.
Okay.
But far enough away that, like, if they get to where we're fighting and then somebody's like, there's another break-in, they can't just turn around and like, I don't want to go across the street. Is my
All right, we'll say for the sake of this, you're able to, they know their city. There's certainly a compound nearby, probably something more akin to like a listening post or communications array kind of a building. But it's close enough to this place that it would certainly elicit a response from it. How are you going about? What's the distraction look like? What are you doing?
Well, my plan is kind of to go loud from the beginning. Ideally, I would like to get into the building.
Okay.
So then we kind of have a place to hold out a little bit.
Okay.
So probably start walking up, and as soon as this nearest stormtrooper's just like, halt!
Stop right there.
Probably just gonna blast him.
Okay. So you, along with Quar, start walking up, and this is a small enough compound that there's like 2 stormtroopers stationed out front. And as you approach towards the front door, one of them will be like, "You there? State your business," and step forward towards you, and you're just lighting him up.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make just the action, the combat check. You won't be able to aim or anything because this is like before initiative technically, but. Depending on how this goes, there may not be an initiative.
My business is gun.
So it's my religion. Apparently I'm a Mandalorian now. What range?
By the time he's walking up to you, it'll probably be short.
Okay. I'll auto-fire and try and get both of these guys at the same time. Man, I should have bought that laser sight before I came here. That would have made auto-fire even better.
Jesus Christ.
2 failures, 4 advantages.
That's failures. Okay. I saw a lot of advantage over there. It's like, you're going to kill everyone in the city. Do you technically have 5 advantage with your...
Yeah, it does technically just create one all on its own. This stormtrooper gets a black on his next check.
Okay.
And Quar will get 2 blue.
Alright. Go ahead and roll me a cool. Because you're starting this. Quar does pretty good on his.
I really should up my cool at some point.
Yeah, but that's not XP that goes into your cool gun stuff.
It's true. Hey, 2 success, 1 advantage.
2 success, 1 advantage. So Quar goes first, you go second, stormtroopers go third. Quar with 2 blue added on.
No 2 purple.
No 2 purple.
So as you walk up and you blast this, and he kind of like calmly is pulling a gun off his back as you do this, and he has like a basically a laser scatter gun, and he blasts into this, and he absolutely eviscerates one of these 2. You will get a blue. Is it 2 to give a blue and 2 to give a black?
It's 2 to give a black to like the targeted character.
Okay.
2 blue gives it to anybody.
Okay.
1
is to the next.
1 is 2 gives 1 blue to anybody, like including yourself. one gives it to the next allied character.
He's going to give you 2 blue then as the next person. He'll give this guy 2 black if he gets another turn because he got 6 advantage.
Okay.
You got a lot of advantage. So you'll get 2 blue on this check.
Is there just one left?
Yeah, there's just these 2 guys at the front of this.
No point in auto-firing. You know what? I'll aim.
Fair enough. Might as well.
Oh no.
I should have auto-fired.
Good God.
Quark gets 6 blue on his next one.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And
we're
this
going to stop this
this stormtrooper takes 14.
Okay, yeah, you kind of blast along, and he's kind of like scorches across armor but doesn't kill. And Quar at this point just blasts one of them. The other guy looks at him and is like, as he's turning to raise his blaster towards you, just gets lit up by your heavy blaster. And then you guys are both pushing into the base, I assume.
I'll toss Quar a demolition charge. He can use that where he would like.
He'll find a good spot for it, I'm sure.
Just have fun, buddy.
You 2 start moving into this base. With that, we're going to cut to a small speeder pulling up to the outside of another base. What area are you wanting to be at?
I'll want to be on like the kind of the opposite side of where we were before. Like there's like an admin side or something like that. Yeah.
Are you wanting to be Are you wanting to be near any of the hangars or like the entry points for vehicles, or are you wanting to be in like where staff would enter in on foot?
Let's do staff on foot.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they'll park a little ways away, and then you can walk to that point just so they're not pulling up there, I guess. Is that the idea that they're near enough by you can hail them on a comm link, but not at the front door?
Exactly.
Okay.
So when I'm running out, I can hail them, and hopefully they can like pull up by wherever I'm coming out.
Okay.
You can be Indiana Jones in the first movie yelling, "Start the plane, Jock!" And he's just like running down the hill.
Yeah. Now I'm just like, how do I actually get in the building?
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
For the sake of this, we're going to keep with you guys, at least with you specifically, as you hear alarms starting to go off inside, and can definitely hear what's probably a response coming from kind of another side of this building where vehicles are leaving the hangar area.
Gotcha.
The kind of lower speeder hangar area.
All right, so I'm like, well, here's our distraction when I go in. I'd like to see if there's like any, because like, well, maybe I can't just walk up. It's like, can I just walk up? But it's like, that doesn't sound like a good idea.
Do you trust more in your ability to smooth talk your way through this situation, or sneak your way past this
They're
situation?
both equally good. It's exactly
because it's a Matty G character.
I mean, social engineering is 90% of any kind of infiltration. So I'm just trying to think of what I can.
What are you going to tell?
Yeah, what does a civilian say to a bunch of Imperials to be like, I need to get back to check your smoke alarms?
Right now, and especially, this place is going to be on high alert,
Yeah.
so it may be harder to make those kinds of checks.
Yeah, I kind of want to be more stealthy. Is there like a... How tall is this building? Like, roughly?
I mean, the facility itself is many, many stories.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's like a pretty tall sort of building.
It's fairly tall. It's in a big utopia city like the city on Mandalore. So it's a big building there with multiple small buildings attached.
Gotcha.
This section itself might have like a roof that's a little lower than the facility at large, but the full facility is one of the tallest buildings in the city.
Gotcha. I was thinking about trying to like get like roof access and like drop.
Go ahead and give me a perception check, an average perception, to see if you can notice anything like that.
Perception is cunning, so that'll be not bad. 1, 2, 3 versus 2. 1 success, 3 advantage.
Okay. I'm going to say that you see somewhere on top of this building itself, you can see that it kind of goes right up to the larger wall of the taller section of building, and there's clearly like a decent sized grate there that you can see steam rising out of that you think would probably be something you could functionally fit inside of and get into fairly easily. You just have to be able to climb up on top of that.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give that a shot. I'll try to like wait for a time where I don't see like a ton of people and like skitter my way up on top.
I'll let you do a athletics or coordination.
Hooray for coordination!
Hooray!
I have a guess of what you'd want to do.
5 success.
5 success. You parkour your way up the side of this and get up to that vent.
Okay. I'll like try to unscrew the.
Give me an
bolts.
easy mechanics check.
Okay. Mechanics is.
Did we ever buy you a tool
intelligence.
set?
He does not have a tool set. Go and give yourself a setback die as well.
Add a
Because
setback.
it's easy to do, but you don't have like tools to do it.
Ooh, 1 failure but 1 advantage.
What does that mean?
Maybe I can't get the grate off, but maybe I can like see something through the grate that's like helpful.
Looking up to this definitely seems like an access you could move in through, and while the steam is hot and doesn't seem like something you'd really want to breathe directly for very long, it's non-toxic or anything like that. It's something you could fit inside of this place and it won't kill you to be inside of this place.
Is this non-toxic? No, I feel fine.
Well, so there's the obvious solution because I'm a Jedi, which is it's also that bad like the failure because it'll be very obvious about what happened here.
That being said, like there's probably not like a camera watching this per se or anything like that. If people find what's done here, it'll be fairly obvious the lights are dead. If they know, they might just think it's a fusion cutter or whatever.
Yeah.
But.
And look at it.
It's the classic.
Yeah.
It's
It's the same 2 guys from the office.
I'm not taking the bet again.
We literally have security footage of a guy with a lightsaber. That does not mean that this was a lightsaber.
That shit's easy to think. So,
Yeah. So
seems like that'd be easy enough to do.
I'll cut a hole.
Okay, so you pull out. Go ahead and give me a quick average stealth,
Okay.
just for how quiet you're doing this.
Luckily, I'm very good at
Yeah, because every time you turn on the lightsaber, Star Wars music starts.
Go fuck yourself.
It's just playing. It's playing the Force theme in the background. A bunch of stormtroopers would just walk by and they hear it like drifting through the fence. And just like, what was this?
1 success, 2 advantage.
Okay, you're able to do it, and you're able to do it quietly as well as quickly.
There you go.
And you're even able to kind of catch the grate so it doesn't clang as it falls down. And you're able to move into this thing. It's probably be for the best that you like pull up your part of your cloak over your face and kind of breathe through it to ventilate some of this steam out. But it's a little foggy to move through, but you'll be able to get into it. Cutting back to the facility, moving into this place, as far as like taking over this compound, we can kind of hand wave this beginning portion because there's a fairly small security presence here. This is not a super important listening post or anything like that, so there's like you won't run into more than 1 or 2 stormtroopers at a time, and most of the people in here are like logistical personnel who, seeing 2 people armed, will immediately surrender probably.
I still probably shoot him.
Okay, you just light up a bunch of Imperials inside here, and Quar has 0 problems and helps happily. However, you do start to hear what sounds like speeders and stuff showing up.
Just
outside
because
the
I'm on a
facility.
noble suicide mission doesn't mean I'm gonna go about it in a noble way.
You still have your morals.
I still have my lack of morals.
That's right. You still have the same morals you had before.
I sort of doubt this building has like gun ports or anything like that.
No.
Any defensive stuff like that built into it.
You know what? Go ahead and roll me a yellow and a red.
I can do that.
Yeah, the wind of red. See it.
1
when
failure,
you
2
get-
advantages.
There's plenty of like defensible locations, but there's nothing, no like installations or anything like that.
I will. I assume it's got like security, like feeds and stuff like that. I'm going to start by shutting the main doors to the facility, and I'll put a demo charge on it.
Okay.
And then I'll just watch the security feed for
them coming in. Yeah.
for them, like the when they try and open the door.
All right.
And then just try and get like a decent defensive position, sort of with a shot on that front door.
Okay.
Try and find a couple of those for like me and Quar, and we'll
Hold it down.
We'll hold it down.
All right. They definitely like a small contingent of soldiers is going to.
I would also like to sort of attempt and intentionally fail to hack one of the computers in here.
Okay.
Like, probably just pound on keys and stuff like that, just to, like, try and make this look targeted, if that makes sense. Like, I want, like, whatever alerts going out to not just be, like, a couple of crazy terrorists
took over
the building. It's like, no, it's like they're after something.
Okay. You can certainly make it look like you tried to get information out of a computer.
Where imperialsecrets.com.
Their search history is full of where are all the Imperial secrets? Question mark on Beam.
How best to kill Emperor?
You put this facility on a lot of watch lists.
Lure Darth Vader into trap how? Just like yeah, exactly. Just fill their search history with just like, ooh, insidious rebel.
Darth Vader has weakness. What is?
Sand?
How to
Sand question. I love it.
If the bucket of sand on Darth Vader, he die?
Will die just angry? Question mark. So you're able to watch this security feed, and like a contingency comes up and is like on the door ready, and they get like ready to push in as it opens. I'm assuming you pop that, and that blows everything wide open on the front to start. And then they're going to start moving in, and you guys have defensive positions here. It's loose because it's a somewhat unending stream of stormtroopers at some point as they send more and more of a response. Before we get it, like, is your goal to just like take some time, and then what's the plan?
I mean, is there only really one door here, or
there's one like main entrance? You think that this isn't like a heavy duty compound, so the explosives you have could make another entrance / exit?
That'll probably be the plan
You can kind of
eventually.
Okay.
But I would kind of like for them to like take heavy enough losses that they pull back for a second to like come up with another plan of attack.
All right.
And then maybe we'll make our move then.
Okay. For the sake of this, there's going to be a lot of them moving in, and you will see them. Like, we're not going to have like an initiative order for this. I'm just going to have you make like 1 round's worth of shooting, and I'm going to make him make 1 round worth of shooting, and then make.
I obviously will have a point of defense from armor, and I assume another point of defense, at least 1 from like cover.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm definitely going to auto fire. What range here and aim?
We'll probably say medium for
Okay.
like the defensive position firing on this front door.
Okay. That's almost an even roll. It's slightly in my favor. Ooh, no. So auto fire doesn't trigger. If I bought the laser sight, it would. But it will do 14 damage to whoever does happen to get hit by it.
So between you and Quar's gun does have a small blast template that he's able to use with it, basically. So he is able to catch a couple with a single blast, and you spray the area up and certainly murder at least 1. For this, we're going to kind of use those 2 rolls to kind of be this first section. For the sake of it, you will get hit once during this, and it will be for 11 before soak.
Okay.
But with your guys' defensive positions, it seems like, and them not really wanting to like push headlong into this, this first kind of wave that comes at you gets driven back pretty hard, because running into this doorway, it's unending blaster, full auto fire, and blast template shotgun fire, and it's quite the choke point. Cutting to the heavies in the car. You guys parked out on kind of the side of the road near this facility, and you're kind of sitting there, and there's some like vibro punk rock playing on the radio.
Now we're playing the.
Yeah, and then it's not lowrider. It's what's the song I'm thinking of? It's tequila. That's what it is. So instead it's like this long thing, and then just Gold turns it. Tequila. I know this one. Tequila.
Oh, he loves this song.
You guys are kind of just jamming out there, waiting for this come, and then walking up, you can see what looks like 2 stormtroopers that are just on kind of a circuit around this base. One of them says, "Excuse me, what are you doing here?" This is a no parking zone.
Looks at no parking sign.
No parking on Thursdays.
I can't read.
Move along. Move along.
And I'm like, I tap, and then we go.
Okay. He just the droid kind of looks and nods and just floors it. And you can see them kind of turn and look, and he just kind of like floors it and starts going off into a.
Skull's already holding a stormtrooper. He just like sets it back.
And he just kind of like looks to you, like where you want him to go.
Let's kind of circle around the block, park back.
Roger. He goes and does a loop around the house and then goes and parks in the exact same spot.
And we're gonna keep playing
That
tequila.
is some big Flopsy energy right there.
Cutting back to you in the vent.
Yeah.
Ninja cowl over your face to breathe. You're gonna have to try and maneuver. So are you trying to get to anywhere specific, or just trying to find a good access somewhere?
Yeah, it's basically like I'm trying to like crawl through, and then when I see someplace I can get out, I can see like, computer here? Any people?
Are you going off of? This can kind of determine your difficulty in this, but also how good you are doing it. Are you just trying to like sneak up to places, look in and spot things? Are you trying to use logic to be like, this is where these kind of places would probably be? Or are you trying to like let the Force guide you or something along those lines?
I gotta use the Force.
I mean, you're a Jedi,
I got it.
So go ahead and give me a Force sense.
Here we go.
Again, the Force beam just starts playing from the vents.
Hey!
One
One
light
sided.
You get a really good feeling about one of these gas
that
vents. And you going over to it, it seems like it is coming from it's like you kind of just feel the right path to take. It's pretty close by to here, and it seems like it's opening out into like a exhaust escape for like a larger server room, probably somewhere where a lot of that kind of stuff would be accessible.
Yeah.
It is a like screwed shut, sealed gate over this thing here. Another thing, grate, I should say, to get through.
I'll give it the chop.
Okay.
Can I roll another stealth?
You can. For the sake of this, make another. This one's going to be a hard stealth check. However, give yourself. How at this point you've been pretty efficient, which is kind of a good and bad thing for you. Give yourself
so fast. That, like,
a boost. Give yourself
left.
a boost die on it due to a reduced presence here.
Gotcha.
Here specifically, not as much as other parts of the base, but here there is somewhat of a reduced.
3 advantage and a triumph.
Okay. So, well, here's the thing. That means you had enough. It's the triumph is at the end, right? So you don't have enough for a success.
Do triumphs technically count as a success?
They count as one success in the calculation between failures and success. Your roll has 3 fails and 2 success, as well as the triumph. So I don't know if that's technically a success.
Oh.
Or if it's 3 advantage. You have the triumph to spend, but it's not technically successful.
That's a good point.
So, how are you not stealthy in the best way possible?
So I like reach out to grab it and accidentally push it and it falls on top of it.
Okay. Perfect. So there's one guy in here who's just like, he's sitting here and he's like checking coolant levels and stuff, and he's like, everything. He like looks up and he looks straight above his head and sees a green blade, blue blade.
Blue blade.
Blue blade?
I believe it's blue.
He sees a blue lightsaber blade stick through a vent right above his head and carve out a circle.
Green.
A green blade stick out and carve out a circle, and he's like, and he like goes to reach for a button and it just comes down and collapses on top of him.
Classic.
Let me just make sure he's not
Classic,
stupidly
yes.
lucky about surviving.
No.
You don't think he's dead, but you think it knocks him unconscious.
Nice. The perfect.
Yeah, kind of, and he goes unconscious onto the ground.
Yes.
And you're in the server room.
That guy is definitely gonna win the plasma cutter versus lightsaber.
Have you seen the green plasma cutter beam? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Watch the camera feed. It was a kid. You suck at your job.
100 Jedis came pouring out of the vents and knocked me unconscious.
All right, I'll try to access the security logs.
Okay, go ahead. This seems like this guy. I mean, with the triumph too, not only all those advantages and no failure, but and the triumph. This guy doesn't have a ton of access, but his code cylinder is inside of this thing already because he was doing diagnostic checks, so that'll make it easier to bypass some security.
Nice.
Go ahead and give me a hard computers check, but 2 boost die on it.
Okay. 1 success, 1 threat.
1 success, 1 threat. I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You're able to like look through and find a log, and you basically find a security feed of, not necessarily like a recording, but a like log report of basically a encounter happening with a believed Jedi who more or less like an altercation. This Jedi was was downed but not killed, and that they got direct orders that he was to be kept alive and sent up to the response. And digging deeper into the file, you can see that he currently has a transfer order in for about 12 to 24 hours ago from that Imperial Star Destroyer to a ship marked as the Umbra, which is classified as a Surveyor-class reconnaissance frigate, which is a smaller... It's still a massive ship, but it's smaller than like a Star Destroyer.
Gotcha.
And you can definitely see that the signage at the bottom is that with the authority of the Inquisitorius.
Okay. Cool.
You find out everything you didn't want to know. That you needed to know, but didn't want to be
right.
true.
Can I roll a computers to try and, like, scramble the logs or, like, communications for, like, the last 24 hours or something like that? Kind of, like, cover my tracks.
Cover your tracks?
Yeah.
You could certainly, I'd say with the access you've gotten there, you could certainly, like, kind of scrub the specific security feed that would be, like, watching this room and watching the front of that other building to kind of cover your tracks. Mm-hmm. You can't use computers to reseal those grates you cut open, but your digital footprint will be swept away.
Gotcha. Cool. That's I think that's as good as I can do. So I'm gonna jump out of the vent or clamber on back up into the vent and work my way out.
Okay.
And I'll message you guys. Be like, Zadra's not here. He's been transferred to a ship called the Umbra. I'm getting out. No need for a hasty exit. All good here. And like,
What do you say back?
I'm too busy singing the key.
You hear, hey, did we just tell you can't park here? Cutting back to you to your partner. You see 2 stormtroopers coming the opposite direction on the road, starting to run up to your car. Skull kind of turns you, is like, punch it. Roger. And he punches it. Hey! And you see him like going onto the comm on his helmet as you floor
I'm
it
gonna
away.
turn around and be like,
Cutting back to you in this Imperial facility, this first wave comes by and you have like a brief respite as they seem to be kind of starting to form up around the outside of this facility.
Guess we'll retreat deeper in and try and seal doors behind us as we move, and use a breaching charge on an exterior wall.
Okay. Moving through, Quar will put, like, you guys will seal the next door up, and he'll put a charge on the roof just inside above it. Is the charge you gave him, and then he'll move with you, holding like the remote detonator for it. And you guys keep moving through, you're trying to find a good spot to like blow a hole in the wall. Okay. Just go ahead and give me, it'll be easy, but just like an easy, actually, it can be an easy education or an average mechanics.
I'll do an average mechanics.
Okay.
So I have better mechanics. 1 success, 2 threats, 2 triumphs.
2 triumphs.
There's soldiers on the other side of the wall. But there's soldiers on the other side of the wall.
You find an extra, you know what was like, the door blasts open and he blows his charge and it seems to kind of collapse down part of this on them, but it doesn't really stop. It seems like they're hot on your trail. However, what you blow open, this external wall is kind of butted up against a like a section of the city that starts to raise up, where this building is kind of up against, and it blows open into a very easy access into what is like the underworkings of the city, in which Quar knows exactly how to maneuver to lose these guys and get back to the base. Like, it opens into the perfect escape patch, basically, for you guys.
They're gonna have to send the tunnel rats in here after us. If only we had more demo charges.
And you guys are able to burst through there. I'm going to make one more attack at each of you from these guys as you're running, but it will be at long range. The one on you will miss. The one on Core will also miss, even with the blue die that the last one gave. So a couple blasts fire at you, but they aren't able to connect as you guys start to disappear into this weaving work. Back to you. Like, you kind of like start to slide off the front of this and like step, and you're like just about to step around the corner to this front door, and you hear the door open. And you kind of look up against it. Go ahead and give me a quick average stealth check.
One of those. 3 advantage.
Okay.
He sees me, but I'm just like leaning.
They don't seem to take note of you. Like, you seem to tuck away, and like it's not super quiet, but you can tell that he's on comms, whoever's stepping out of here, and so he's hearing something else and doesn't hear you. And what you hear him say is, "Roger that, moving to intercept." And then you hear fast-paced speeder approaching.
Is there anybody else like out here?
There's not currently... That you're tucked around, so you can't see what all is out in front of you, but there's not currently anyone else that you've noticed.
If I jump this guy with a lightsaber...
You can tell there's more than one person.
Oh, okay.
You just heard one person talking.
Gotcha.
There's multiple sets of footsteps.
What do I have that can cause a distraction besides my ass? I don't really have anything to help you guys out here.
I'd say you make a great distraction.
I mean, once again, I could jump into the middle of unknown number of people and just start swinging, but I just don't feel like that's gonna be...
You don't have to swing. You're just loitering right now. Which, I mean, I guess the Empire has punished that by death before. Doesn't mean they have the right to.
Can I make a perception to try to, like, look out before I jump?
Yes.
Look before I leap?
I will make you make another stealth check along with it. It'll be a stealth, not a perception.
It'll be a stealth. Okay.
But this will be a hard perception.
Okay.
Or hard stealth, excuse me. Go like poke out.
Oh, 1 failure, 2 advantage.
You know what? Here's what it is. You're like, okay. You peek around the corner, and as you peek, like, you can see there's 2 stormtroopers standing in front of here. One seems to have, like, both with their guns at the ready, who seem to be kind of looking the other direction. But one's like, hears you peek around. He's like, hey, get out from back there. And you see the other guy turn around, and as they turn around, you see, like, swerving around the corner, a speeder truck.
All right.
And they're going to be distracted while Skull tries to run them over.
Like, they run out, like,
Dude, that's rough.
the block.
Like,
Yeah.
I have I have pretty good stealth, but that had a failure on every die and 2 on one of them. So it's
Oh no.
2 success, 2 threat, 2 triumph on his driving check to run them over. What is the 2 he comes... You know,
it's not quiet.
It is not quiet at all. It draws a lot of attention, but he comes, like, these guys are like, hey, you get back, and they start walking towards you, and then you see that swerving around, he comes out, and he just rips into the back of these guys and demolishes both of them. However, one of them, like, flies and smacks against the door, the other, like, tumbles across into the street, both seeming to be dead or unconscious. But you can hear, like, alarms starting to go off here.
Wilhelm scream.
Wow! The window rolls down slowly. Tequila!
What kind of Josh Whedon bullshit is this?
And are you jumping in? Jumping in, and he's going to floor it out of there.
Take another round around the block, bro.
And he's just going to gun it out of there, and you guys are going to make a Tequila! That's amazing. and you guys floor it, and you're out of there. There's not as far as like a vehicle response. It turns out that there's not a whole lot of those that can respond at this facility right now because a lot of them went somewhere else or are in transit to that somewhere else. So you guys aren't going to have to worry about making checks or anything. You had an adequate cover of the speeders that would respond to this not being able to quickly. And you're able to start making it back to this...
to our hideout.
Hideout.
Well, it's not our hideout, but it's our hideout.
Crank the Killa.
The music is bumping inside of here.
Pretty successful. Unfortunately, we're fucked. Or Zadra's fucked. How do we bust the guy out of a reconnaissance frigate?
Oh, I strongly doubt he's still on the reconnaissance frigate.
The reconnaissance frigate is the name of the ship that he was getting transferred to.
Yeah.
That was the It seems to be a reconnaissance frigate is the classification that it's given.
My guess is that ship heads back to headquarters, wherever that is.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, we can try and track down this reconnaissance frigate, but we also can't get off planet. Well, we can try and get off planet, but that's step one.
Hello, you hear over your comlink.
City Morgue.
There's a pause.
Listen, everyone that I know and trust is in this room right now. Yeah. So,
there's a pause. Like he's gonna have to be taken back by that. This is Inquisitor Jakar. I assume I'm speaking to Manus.
Maybe.
He can't say who wants to know because he doesn't introduce himself.
Yeah.
Who wants to know? Oh wait, yours.
This is
Who wants to know? Inquisitor Jakar. He says, I think it's about time that you and I met face to face, in person. I will arrange for a shuttle to arrive on world. If you'd ever like to have a chance of seeing your master leave this ship alive, you will board it, and we will have this meeting.
Master Gunja's dead.
How do I know that he's even still alive?
I can only give you my word that he still lives.
Can I make a sense? I don't know.
Sure. I mean, it's technically out of your range
Yeah.
of like using the force power, but I'll let you do an arbitrary force die roll
Yeah.
to see if something.
Can I listen to the force?
You said say something.
2 light side.
2 light side. Because it's specifically 2 light side, you get a sense that your friend is not dead. You don't know if he actually you don't know exactly what Zadra's state is, but you just have a feeling he's not dead.
Where's the shuttle going to be?
He gives you coordinates.
We'll see. Like.
And he's gonna say like, come along.
Alright. Uh-oh. That's not good. I tell them everything. I tell them, you get the whole, I'm not keeping any secrets here.
My recommendation is we take Zadra's modded stealth ship and run the blockade.
But then Zadra is super dead.
Yes, I'm yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you about that. Yes.
But what are we supposed to do if he dies?
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to keep you from dying. I don't even know why I'm trying. I should just take Zadra's ship.
You should take your own ship and get out of here.
We arrived here on Zadra's ship.
Oh, you're right.
I would like to take my ship, but I need to get back to it first. Look, I don't think well, for one thing, you doing what this Inquisitor says will almost certainly get you killed, at least get you captured. Zadra wouldn't make that. Zadra wouldn't want you to make that decision. But I
what
don't
have I
know.
ever done with Zadra?
Well, I don't know. The other thing to consider here is that I don't think we stand... Look, Quor and I have just survived 2 suicide missions back to back. I'm impressed, by the way.
That was a great time.
The problem is, I don't know. This even less than busting their Forge Master out. I have no idea how in the world we would get aboard that vessel without being spotted, to start with, let alone find Zadra and get him out of there. Although, it is nice to know that it sounds like that ship is still in orbit. Which
And
means
if you
Zadra
guys
is still
physically
here.
like go outside, these ships are in close orbit. Like you can see, these ships are massive and directly above the city.
Well, I know, the Star Destroyers.
And this ship is
definitely
like,
3/4 of
if a Star Destroyer is like a Silhouette 8, this is like a Silhouette 6. Like this is not a small ship. But you can clearly see one ship on there that is up there that is smaller, seems to be painted or in some other way a darker color, and has large like actually go ahead and give me a mechanics or a piloting planetary.
I'll do
I'll let you do an average of either.
I'll do an average mechanics.
I'll do an average.
I know my ship's all right.
piloting
4 success, 1 advantage.
Okay.
planetary. 1 success, 2 advantage.
The
a
purple,
And a triumph.
The purple really didn't show up on that roll at all.
You can tell that this, like, you can see Rakan is like, you think that if any ship could pick up Zadra's, this is the one that could.
Probably,
With
yeah.
this high-end surveillance equipment on board of it. And you think that like that's you think that the ship itself is obviously not as scary in like ship combat as a Star Destroyer is, but that it's probably got some of the highest power and ranged sensors available. What you notice about the ship is on the underside of it, there's what you recognize immediately from your time where you grew up is literally where these things were made. You recognize the section underneath where a like tractor beam tends to be. This ship has one. It is oversized for the ship it is and does not look like any other ones you've seen before. So this seems like some sort of unknown or experimental tech on the tractor beam.
Tractor beam.
Here's what we did. We fit Zadra's ship with an astrogation droid brain. And
You have an
piloted
astrogation
brain.
droid. You have an astro-
Yeah, but I'd rather not sacrifice a droid we know. Use a droid
Good old
brain.
R3.
Listen,
we
some
fit
droids got hurt. No droids we knew.
No droids we know.
We fit it with a droid brain, and we just fill it with explosives on a timer. It takes off into space.
I put a walkie-talkie on it so it seems like I can talk to the
And they snag it, bring it in. Boom goes the dynamite to bring back an old internet meme.
Is there any
Was it
cargo ships going towards the blockade of ships and back?
Not that you're noticing right now. It seems like a lot of ship traffic is dead. Like it's not a like. This probably isn't the kind of blockade that's like, as long as you have the right clearance, you can come and go. It's like, if you're not Imperial for a short period of time at least, they're like shutting this planet down.
Okay.
I mean, there's a small chance that when this shuttle lands to pick you up, we can jump the crew, and we could fly ourselves up there. It'd be nice to just leave one of their pilots alive for the clearance codes and everything. But that doesn't get us any farther than the hangar. Which is sort of right where we don't want to be, I think. It's in a hangar full of Inquisitors and whatever their scary troopers are.
Any chance that Zadra's on the shuttle?
I strongly doubt it.
That comes down to pick you up. Is that what you're
Yeah.
talking about?
No.
Just for my own clarification
Yeah,
of the
so-
question you're asking.
Yeah.
No. I don't think so.
No, I'm pretty sure Zadra's not on his own ship. If that's it.
Pretty
I
sure
didn't know if you
he's
meant
in-
like the shuttle that was
Yeah.
the one you found the log ferrying him across, because that's
Oh.
already happened according to the
Right.
log. That was like a previous one. I was just making sure I was clear when I said
Yes, he's already on.
he's already on board the Umbra ship.
He is in a cell.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean,
Or dead.
We could try another suicide mission, but I think we would need more than Quar to pull it off. As many stormtroopers as Quar is worth. We would probably need more Mandos. That might be a fun opportunity for the Mandos to just like really wreck some shit.
Did you guys leave R3 with Zadra's ship, or did R3 come with you guys?
I think he was with the ship.
Okay.
It's probably with the ship.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense that he
just stays on board there.
We can go get him if we need him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a chance we can get on board, but I don't think we can go any farther than that. And as soon as we're on board, they'll realize something's wrong because you were supposed to come alone. And if you step off the ship by yourself with no escort, they're gonna be suspicious.
Man, I wish we had a Pokeball full of spiders right now.
Now that'd be something.
The shuttle door opens and that comes rolling out. And
It's all over. It's all over but the crying after that.
yeah.
And I think with this conundrum, we'll give you guys a little bit of time to think about what the plan is for this next step. Will you abandon your master to death?
Again.
Will you?
Zadra's like, don't do it.
I know you're very experienced at leaving your master to die, but
I'm
don't.
hardly a master. Please save me.
My ship's much cooler.
Let's find out what you guys do next time. Thanks for watching, everybody.